Two questions, Rebecca.
Yep.
Number one, am I going grey?
Yep.
Okay. Question number two, is this pink? Is it like the white bit's gone pink? Have we dyed it in the wash?
The white bit might have gone pink.
Okay. Morning everybody. Right, we're going to tick off just a small section today. We're going to tick off from here, which is Petersfield, across the London South Western Railway branch line over to Midhurst, and we're going to head south and we're going down to Chichester. If we get time, we'll visit a couple of other old stations around here, but that primarily is task number one. So this is Rogate and Harting. As you just seen by the little shot, we're a mile and a half from Harting, we're a mile and a half north from Rogate.
But in the middle.
In the middle, yeah, in a village called Niewood, something.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, just been down to the old station building now. It was quite a considerable size, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks like it might have been built onto a bit.
Yeah, maybe
Part
extended a bit. I don't know,
but well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's when we need to find some more pictures. Anyway, track bed's still down there, not the actual track bed, but obviously the where it was. They've got some sleepers they've put up. I don't think that's a new addition. And a nice little old cart back there. So yeah, right. So tick for Rogate and Harting.
Yep.
Right, so we're just on top of the bridge now that went over the line. That way is back to Petersfield. That way is obviously towards Midhurst. Interestingly, the building that we saw just there in the car park has been built on top of the platform and the track bed, so you can still see a 4 or 5 metre section of the platform still there, which the building now literally sits on top of. Completely filled in line, track bed filled in underneath this bridge as well.
Oh, Geronimo, tears keep on falling, the night time is ours. Oh, Geronimo.
Right, so we're halfway along, or we're nearly all the way along this branch line. We've done Ellis, we've done Rogate, obviously we've been to Petersfield. We're going to be at Midhurst next, aren't we? So Midhurst has 2 stations, one built by London South Western Railway. Six or 7 years later, I think, the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway built their station in Midhurst, and they sat either side of a bridge. I can't remember what the bridge is called. Obviously after grouping, they closed the Midhurst station and left the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway station. So you'll recall from a previous video where we did the tunnels of this line, we had a bit of a mystery at Cocking. Just south of Cocking Station and just north of Cocking Tunnel there was a strange earthwork which we couldn't quite fathom out. We've got a little bit more info on this now, so join us back there. Right, we're really not sure, but here's the level of the track bed there, and down here yep, you can see that's a 20-foot drop there. There's a purpose-built wall here. This is where another line came up to here, and we're not sure why. We don't know if there was like perhaps a close by quarry. No idea. This is what we love about having a bit of a nose around and see if we can find out, but there's really nothing obvious as to why this line branched off so far. I can only think it would have been literally a siding, good storage, but why Cocking Station? I'm sure someone knows out there, and they did. A big thanks to Chris Bedford, who got in touch and shared a couple of images from a book which basically depict what was a bridge. So this line went underneath the main line and possibly served the quarry. It was only built as something like 8 to 10 feet high, so it would have only taken sort of horses and small trucks, wagons, but apparently it was also never used, likely never used. Thanks for Chris Bedford for getting in touch with that. Chris sells DVDs on eBay, which are well worth your viewing pleasure, so we'll stick a link in our description to Chris's eBay store where you can buy some of his DVDs. Well worth a watch. Okay, we thought we could walk along and get as far as we can in terms of get towards Cocking Station. We can't. It's pretty well blocked off now, the track bed, so we're going to call this Cocking Station. We'll do an overlay. We're not going to drive up to Cocking Station because it's someone's private house, and you can't see it without getting up their driveway. As ever around this neck of the woods, certainly a village station was never in the village, so Singleton Station is probably again about half a mile at least outside of Singleton village. This track looks like it's got some very old fencing along here, and we're walking up to the main line. I don't know if this is a route up to the line from the village, because otherwise you have to walk along a road and then to where the station is down the bottom. Bear in mind this line was built by London Brighton and South Coast Railway. We've seen that architecture before on the underside of the bridge on the South Western Junction Railway. So I think I can remember what the contractors were on that line, but obviously I've no idea about this line in terms of what the contractors were. So look at that, exactly the same design on the South Western Junction Railway. At Swindon Heritage Railway. That is exact. Beam, 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 arch in between each beam. That's lovely, isn't it? I don't know how far. Now we're heading south towards Singleton Station. Again, I don't know how far we're going to get. So next up, Singleton Station. We just done Singleton Tunnel, or drove a tunnel. And we were looking forward to Singleton because we knew there was still a subway there, a lot of the building there. However, when we approached, we found there was a lot of building work going on. There was lots of fences up, so we had absolutely no way of getting to the site. Subsequently, Tim Grose has shared a few photos for us, which is fantastic. Thank you very much, Tim. And basically what it shows is there's still a subway intact, and there's still a lot of the old building there, which is brilliant. We also note that there is now planning application for possibly 2 dwellings there, but of more interest is the actual byway, the actual track bed has been safeguarded, so presumably that's potentially for the Cerulean way, the cycleway. And also the subway has also been safeguarded too, so the dwellings are going to be built because there's planning application for them, or I assume they're going to be built, but the track bed has been safeguarded, which is fantastic. Right, so we're just doing a bit of bit of track bed walking up and down here, trying to find some extra bits and pieces. We have confirmed that Singleton is definitely no longer accessible because now it's a construction site. Was it, Rebecca?
Yes, I think it was, wasn't it?
It said something or other construction.
Yes, yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, on the old OS map it says vineyard, and the Google car has gone up that driveway, but now it's all kind of like fenced off, the big like galvanised fencing, 6 foot high.
Yeah.
So you can't even get up to it. So Singleton is sort of out of bounds. We got as close as we could by accessing it from the bridleway to the north on the brambles. So our next and last stop of the day is Lavant, which we believe to be on a housing estate. A lot of that is now actually a cycleway, interestingly. So maybe one day when we do get our backsides in gear and we get some little bikes, we'll do some stuff like that. Right, forgive the big bright sun in the sky. It's a good thing, but we do need to get our ND filter sorted out, so that'll be in the next video.
We were not prepared.
We're not prepared today for the sun. So yeah, right, this has been Everyday Shoe Station 17, I think, from the Midhurst lines. We will yeah, be covering the Petworth side, the Pulborough side, in another video, because we would like to stay overnight in the Petworth Pullman coaches, because that'd be magnificent.
Ooh, sounds good to
yeah,
me.
it does. That's why we haven't done the Pulborough side of it. So we'll do it next time. So thank you very much for watching. As ever, like, subscribe, comment down below with any questions, etc.
Notification bell.
Notification bell as usual, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.
See ya.